Okay, so what does this rare even do? Let's see. So they get to exile something from our graveyard, and then they can cast it as long as they control. Oh no! So we just put Kerr in the graveyard. They get to cast Kerr. No! Why? Why? Hello, Daily Drafters. Today is Monday, March the 14th, and thanks for joining me for today's Daily Draft as we hop into the draft today. Don't forget, we'd like to start as we always do by thanking each and every one of you subscribers who are subscribed to the channel and for spending a part of your day here with me today. And for those of you that are not yet subscribed, we'd love to have you on board. Go ahead and hit that red subscribe button attached to or underneath this video. It's absolutely free, and you will then have access to the most consistent, high-quality MTG Limited content on YouTube here at Daily Draft. We draft once a week of Magic's latest set, and we are happy to have you along. Let's take a look at this pack. Pretty deep into the format here. Got a pretty good idea of what some of the better commons and even uncommons are. So, best common here, probably Greater Tanuki, I think. Yeah, I think Greater Tanuki is probably the only one in consideration, at least for me. There's also the White Shrine and Thousand Face Shadow. Thousand Face Shadow is fine. I don't know how much better it is than any of these necessarily, as far as like Samurai, Shintai, Thousand Face Shadow. I guess I'll take the Thousand Face Shadow. I haven't really played a lot of the Blue-Black Ninjas deck, and it's a deck I kind of want to play a little bit more of. So we'll just start there and then see what comes our way. I wouldn't have faulted you with going with either Greater Tanuki or the Go Shintai either, but this card's fine enough. It's not outstanding, but it has a decent upside. And we get past Fable of the Mirror Breaker, which is pretty insane. 3 mana, you get a 2/2, that whenever that creature attacks, you get a treasure. You can discard up to 2 and draw that many on Chapter 2, and then on the backside, you get a creature that you can copy some other creatures on your side of the battlefield, and but they die at the end of the turn. So it's still an easy pick here. There is a Long Reach of Night, which goes pretty well with the Thousand Face Shadow in a blue-black deck. However, we will not be passing Fable of the Mirror Breaker here in this situation. It's not a card I've had a chance to play with yet, but it's one I definitely have wanted to. So that's a great pickup there. Let's see now. There's a dual land. There's Ninja's Kunai, Network Terminal, all colorless options. As far as blue goes, there's not a lot. It's just Trespassers, and red is Peerless Samurai. Gloomshrieker is probably the best card in this pack, but we're a little ways away from being able to do that. We don't necessarily have to think about playing exactly red X. We could splash Fable in a particular deck. This pack is pretty underwhelming overall, to be honest. There is the Go Shintai, which is probably the second best card behind Gloomshrieker. I think I'm probably just going to take the best card in this pack, which is Gloomshrieker. I know it does not. It puts us with 4 colors in our first 3 picks. But we could take the land as the other option maybe, but that doesn't really help with the Fable splash. So I'm going to take Gloomshrieker here and see if we can figure out a way to place some of these cards in our pile. Okay, not impressed with Futurist Operative. There's an Imperial Oath here if we want to go 5 colors in 4 picks, which might be the best common in this pack. There's also a Virus Beetle, which goes well with Gloomshrieker. There's a Mechanaut, which could go well with these 2 here. Merge Keeper is probably less important than any of the other ones I've mentioned. So I think I might just take the Virus Beetle over the Oath here, because the Oath, although I think it is better than Virus Beetle, in most decks, it would put us with 5 colors. And I think with the Gloomshrieker, if we lean a little bit green, then we can easily splash this Fable, and we're not really missing out on a lot with the Thousand Face Shadow. So I think I'm just going to take the Virus Beetle and go along with that. Hidetsugo Consumes All is not necessarily a card for limited, so we won't be taking it here, I don't think. There's a Geothermal Kami. Goes really, really well with Gloomshrieker. There's another Imperial Oath, and I think it's between the 2 of those. There's also a Network Disruptor, which is fine for the Thousand Face Shadow style deck with Virus Beetle, and maybe that's worth going into, but when there's a Kami here to go with Gloom Shrieker, I'm liking a green-black start with a potential Fable Splash. Again, we're not missing out on a ton with Thousand Face Shadow here, so I'm going to take the Geothermal Kami. And then we see a couple of blue cards, Moonsnare Specialist probably being the best of them. There's also Season of Renewal and Network Terminal. Network Terminal opens up that splash we're talking about, but Season of Renewal plus Gloom Shrieker. Every single green deck in this format wants a copy of Season of Renewal, and there's already multiple Network Terminals going around this table here, so I'm just going to shore up a first copy of Season of Renewal. All right. Then we have Thirst for Knowledge and Moon Circuit Hacker. Some good blue, but there's also another Geothermal Kami. Again, with Gloom Shrieker, this is a great card. So I think we're just going to slap that up, and another terminal could come around for us if we want one. Fade into Antiquity. Decent little removal spell here. I think we will snap that up. Tamiyo's Safekeeping could be pretty good, but we don't really have a creature except maybe the Fable that we're like really interested in protecting yet. Wouldn't mind considering a copy of this, but we're going to take our first removal spell here in Fade. Then we have on the wheel Terrarium and Commune. I think we'll take our first copy of Terrarium. Again, it opens up some splashing possibilities. We don't even have to be green-black. We could splash the Gloom Shrieker in a green X deck. Depends on what we open in pack 2, but I think we do want to be green so far. I think it's between green-black and maybe green-red splashing the other one, but Terrarium helps us do that. If we end up a little bit more aggressive, Brute Suit could be pretty good. I don't think I'm missing any of these other cards, so we'll just take the Brute Suit here and see what comes our way. So this was the super underwhelming pack. There's honestly not really much for anyone left here. I'll take, I guess you were already dead. If we end up with 2 or 3 Virus Beetles, could be decent. So I guess I'll just go ahead and take that one here. So here's the land. We don't have white yet, but how much are we missing out on? Familiar. I don't think we're going blue at this point, so we're just going to take this land. Could help us splash if we really needed to. Don't think we're playing any of these cards here. So a bit of a messy first pack, but we have some options, and pack 2 can probably help us decide on a route to go. And let's see what we open. Invoke Despair. That's a good one, but we're not super heavy black. We could think about it, but I also see hiding in the folds of Behold the Unspeakable, and this card is crazy. I said we were not really thinking about going blue, but maybe a green-blue with the potential Gloom Shrieker or Fable splash if we needed to. This card is really, really good. Invoke Despair. Let's see. 5 mana. I mean, you have to be very, very heavy black to make this card do its best. And so far, we're not leaning very heavy black. I think we want to just shore up and Behold the Unspeakable. And then we see the Kami War. Do we go for it? Do we go for the 5-color nonsense here? What do we have so far? We have Terrarium, and that's it. What else are we doing? If we're thinking green-blue, there's Roaring Earth, but honestly, this card has actually underwhelmed a little bit for me lately. It's a little clunky on both sides. Even if you get it down on turn 2, and you get a 1/1 counter on things, it gets outclassed pretty quickly, and then you get kind of a clunky creature on the backside. There's Naomi for a splash. There's Kami. I think I'm going to take the Kami War and see if we can make it work, right? I'm just going to go ahead and... I don't know if we will be able to, but we'll see here if we can be kind of like a 4 or 5 color pile kind of thing. There's Dragon Kami Reborn, but this card is kind of sucked, honestly. I have not liked it in most of my decks. There's Jukai Naturalist, but I see down here an Uncharted Haven, and I will absolutely be snapping that up after we took the Kami War. So we will take the Uncharted Haven. Wouldn't mind wheeling a Jungle Hollow out of this pack. Now we see March of Burgeoning Life, which is basically unplayable. Best card in this pack is probably Spirited Companion. However, I don't think that's for us. I think we're going to want to hold on to like a couple colors to be our base. And right now, I think that's most likely green-blue. So we could just take an Underwhelming Stalker. We could also just take Searchlight Companion, which we know will probably make our deck. So I think I'll just go ahead and take the colorless card here. Best card in this pack is probably Twisted Embrace. But there is a Harmonious Emergence, which has impressed me on the other side of the battlefield. I haven't played this card a lot, but if we're thinking we want to be green, this can go a long way in just kind of, being a decent creature for us. There's a Twisted Embrace, but again, I think Behold the Unspeakable is good enough to want to hold on to here. So we'll take the Harmonious Emergence and try to get a little bit deeper into green. Then we see Blossoming Sands. We also see Shrine Steward, which can find our Kami War. Wait, is that right? Aura or Shrine? That's incorrect. Cannot find the Kami War. So probably just going to take the land here. Yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and take the Blossoming Sands. Then we see Imperial Oath. There's also Grafted Growth, which can help splash something. I would not mind having access to an Imperial Oath in this deck, but I think I think if we want a Grafted Growth, we can probably find one. There's a decent chance it might wheel out. Well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will not wheel because we will not have any cards to wheel. So we will not get this one back, but I want to try to secure up an Imperial Oath here. And an Uncharted Haven is a great pickup for us. I know there's a Graded Tanuki and a Grafted Growth, obviously. Would like both of those. But we're going to need as many lands as we can get to try to make this pile function. There's another Kami. I don't think we want to go deeper into red for Goshentai here. There's also the Shrine Steward. We have one Aura, which is Harmonious Emergence. I think we'll just take the Geothermal Kami here. Let's take a look at our curve. Not too bad. I guess Jukai Trainee just as a 2-drop. Go ahead and snap that up. Again, Dragon Kami Reborn is so bad it wheeled. I have not liked it. I think I'll just take another Emergence here. There is a Safekeeping. I don't think I'm interested in any of the other cards. Another Brute Suit. We might have to play if we don't kind of figure out what we're doing here. Shrine Steward. Last pick, Invoke Calamity. This one's probably the worst of the Invoke cycles. We'll take Shrine Steward and see if there's enough cards that we can put into our deck that it has targets for, but right now I don't think we're looking to play it. Historian's Wisdom is a green card, and then we see Kura the Boundless Sky, and we know we're green. So we're taking the 5-mana 4/4 flying Death Touch that does things when it dies. So yes, we will absolutely be snapping that up, and unfortunately have to pass Besage Reaches Skyward. But maybe we wheel this Grafted Growth here. That would be great if we could. I think we probably will, and if we don't, maybe we can get a Bamboo Grove Archer. But we are absolutely taking Kura here. Greater Tanuki helps with the splash, so I think we can go ahead and take Greater Tanuki. What cards are we looking to splash right now? Probably Fable and Gloomshrieker and be super green. Oh, there's an Oath as well. I think our mana is going to be pretty good, considering we also have, 13 more picks left. So we'll take this Greater Tanuki, which could also help fix for us. There's another one here. And a Fang. I think we have to take the Fang of Shigeki because we're looking a little underwhelming here in the 1 and 2 drop slot. Wouldn't mind playing a Greater Tanuki, another one, obviously, but I think we have to take the Fang here. Thornwood Falls is probably going to be the pickup here. Good blue-green land for us. Helps make Behold a little bit better. 11 creatures. Okay, so there's a Master's Rebuke, there's another Shrine Steward, but I think Thornwood Falls is exactly what we are looking for. Walking Skyscraper. Maybe that's good enough. Our curve is not great right now, to be honest. I don't think we're going to be modifying creatures very much. What else are we taking? Iron Apprentice or Heir of the Ancient Fang? So I guess we'll just take Walking Skyscraper and we'll make the decision in deck build whether or not it's worth running. Wouldn't mind another 1 or 2 drop here. Scoured Barrens. It's not exactly the land we're looking for. It's not bad though. There's Iron Apprentice, but I don't think that's the 1 drop that we're looking for. So an Arrest, but I don't think we need to consider splashing that. There's Rebuke, but we're not looking to be a super heavy creature deck, so I think we're just going to take the land here. Bamboo Grove Archer. It's not the wheel, but I think this is a really good pickup for the deck. And if we can wheel it, the one at on pick 9, that would be great as well. Another Fade into Antiquity or a Bearer of Memory. This would just act as a random 3-drop that could trade off. Or another Fade. I guess I'll take another Fade. There's enough targets in this format for that to be good. So the Grafted Growth came back and the Bamboo Grove Archer came back. I'd love to just take both of these and finish up the deck, but that's not how this works exactly. I think we're going to have a good amount of white sources for the Oath. Behold and Fable. I think we have to take the Grafted Growth here to really shore up that mana and be fine. I don't think we're playing any of these. How many Shrine Stewards went around the table this draft? Plenty. So we ended up with a little bit of a pile, but we do have the Kami War. It's a pretty good one. We have Imperial Oath. We have Greater Tanuki here to help find some other things. We have Fable and Groomshrieker to get some things back. So, you know, our deck can kind of dirtle around a little bit. We'll have to make a couple cuts, but we can do that. Well, by a couple, I mean quite a bit. Maybe we run an Iron Apprentice. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, so let's actually like reset this pile and see exactly how we want to build this. So we know we're kind of base green here for the most part. So let's look at the green cards. Definitely Fang, definitely Grove Archer, probably this, probably both of these, this as well, definitely Season. 3 Kamis might not be bad, double this, obviously Kura and Greater Tanuki here. So I think we can start here. I think an Imperial Oath Splash is not bad. Gloomshrieker is probably fine as well. Behold, I think is okay. And then Kami War. So now we are at... Why you keep adding all these lands? Let's see how many playables we're at here. 18. So we get the Terrarium in there. Then we need another 4 cards or so. 1 Shrine Steward's probably fine to get Harmonious Emergence and Grafted Growth if we need it. Would not mind a couple of early plays, so I think this Apprentice might just have to get in there. Safekeeping, we're not really protecting, we can protect Kura and stuff, so... And it gains us a couple of life, so I guess it's a playable card in our deck. And Historian's Wisdom is not bad, but how many creatures do we have? 11. Don't think Brute Suit was something we want. Searchlight Companion, not really for us. Historia's Wisdom seems fine enough. So we have double blue, a black, a white. Oh, forgot Fable as well. So we'll have to cut 1 card, so it comes down to probably Wisdom. Maybe Iron Apprentice. Got 11 creatures. Yeah, we'll cut the Wisdom here. So we have Let's bring these lands in. I think we're probably playing all of them. So because of the terrarium, we probably want at least one basic of each color. But let's see, right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white sources for 2 cards, which is good. We don't necessarily need any more. We have 1, 2, 3 red sources. You can count Tanuki as another source for any of these if you really wanted to as well. Grafted growth counts. So I think we can add probably a red. We have 1, 2, 3 blue. That's not quite enough. Could probably start with 3, see how that goes. Black, we have 1, 2, 3 as well, so definitely add at least 1 black. And then what if we added a white and then the rest green? Let's see how many green sources we have then. I guess that would be 5 here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus a couple extra things over here. So this makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue plus the extras for Just to Behold and the Kami War. I think we can run it back like this. I don't think our mana's too bad, to be honest. I mean, we have the terrarium to find anything if we need it. We have grafted growth to basically open up our entire deck. We have Tanuki to find something if we need to, and then double Uncharted Haven, and then a bunch of dual lands, and then just a bunch of lands here. I think this can absolutely work. There's a chance we just get run over multiple times by aggro decks, but you know, we're at the point in the format where we kind of want to do some fun things, make a bit of a pile, and see what comes our way. So let's run this back and see how it does. All right, decent enough hand. I'll start here. We have almost all the colors in our deck. Bamboo Grove Archer. Okay, this could be a long game. All right, no more lands, please. Okay. No attacks. Non-legendary. Darn, so we can't copy Kura. That'd be something. So we can loot away probably one of these forests. Depends on what we draw here. I think we can loot away at least one. Keep the black source. Okay, draw another one. So we could throw this away to be able to cast Kura this turn. But we could also just throw it away in 2 turns to be able to cast Imperial Oath, because we can still cast this next turn, so I don't think we need to do that. Just hope they don't have a counter spell over there to counter the Boundless Sky. They keep passing. We could get it back with Gloom Shrieker, so I think we have to consider playing it here. As long as it's not an exile counterspell. We can't just keep doing nothing. Okay, so they're gonna... Oh man, they really didn't want to do that one. They're letting Kura live. Okay, they must have two. Be brutal if they have another one. All right. Still just passing here. We will attack. Wanderer's Intervention. Yeah, I mean, can't do anything about that. We will create an XX. So we can get it back here with Gloom Shrieker, or we could just play a Tanuki. Can't remember if we put a white in our deck. I don't think we put a white land to search up with Tanuki. So 1, 2, 3. Can't quite, even if we draw a land, we can't do this next turn. So just for mana's efficiency, just going to go ahead and play the Tanuki here. Or mana efficiency. Guess that's the word. So this thing is holding back our 6/6 pretty well. But again, there's not much we can do about that. Don't have a lot of interaction in our deck, so you can't really remove that super effectively. What does that even do? Oh, you kidding me? Exile of search that player's graveyard, hand a library. Then that player shuffles. As long as you control, you may play that, and you may... Oh, you joking. Okay, well that was brutal. That's for sure. Yeah, and I don't think we have any removal in this deck to get rid of that thing. So, here we are. Okay, so I think I'm going to attack like this. We'll get the treasure for Imperial Oath if we want it at some point. I know they're probably going to block the Fang on here. They're going to get a Kura. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. So we'll just play Oath here. Definitely get rid of the majority of these. And Jukai Trainee, don't think you're going to do it on this board. So get on the bottom. So we're just going to have to work our way through Akura, I guess. Just like they did. Harmonious Emergence is pretty good. So what if we did 1, 2, 3, put a Grafted Growth here, but then it wouldn't have haste necessarily. So let's do this. Okay. They'll get a 5/5. Okay. Then we can get back to Nuki here. So 1, 2, 3. Put it. Put it here. Put this here because we can move those if that dies again, and then we can play Gloom Shrieker, get back to Nuki here. Oh. Even better. Don't know why I didn't process that went to our graveyard. But I will certainly take it. I guess because they had exiled it, but then played it, and then it died and went to the graveyard. So, yes, please. Okay. This is the game of Kura the Boundless Sky here. Behold the Unspeakable is also very good. I guess we just play Kura though. Yeah. We don't want them to have any sort of hand disruption and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to get that down. We can play this next turn probably. The advantage of playing a lot of colors like this is you have a lot of powerful cards in these, you know, Tanuki, Imperial Oath, Kura, Gloom Shrieker, Behold. I mean, these are all very powerful cards. I don't think I want this to go to the graveyard. But let's see. I don't mind. Well, which one do we want to kill? So if they have a way to get this back, then they can take something from us. Yeah, I think I'll block like this. But we can't just keep taking 4. I mean, they're going to have good attacks for as long as they keep that around. But maybe, hopefully they don't have an exact reanimate thing. Let's see here. Tails. Okay, probably wanted to play that pre-combat, but who am I to judge? Life of Toshiro. Okay. Put the counters here on Kura. Play the land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not quite enough to cast both of these. If we cast this turn, Behold next turn becomes very, very good. If we like draw a land, then we could draw 4 cards and really stock up. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do this. 1, blah, blah, blah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put it here. And then get on in. Not to mention they're just dead next turn too. Not quite. Okay, so they jumped. So we could take 7 here. Go down to 9, but that's okay. And if we draw a 2-drop, a 1-drop, or a land, this draws 4 cards in a couple turns, which is great. But if we don't, we're probably just going to play it because it's going to be the most powerful thing we have. So they chose to gain 2 life. Probably makes sense. Jukai Preserver, putting the counter there. Okay. Oh yeah, you probably didn't want to do that. Okay, no blocks. So this is going to have haste next turn. And it will still have 5 power but when this resolves, it won't see it. Okay, so we can put this on, I guess, blue. There's not really anything else we need, so we'll just go ahead and play this here. Shrink these down a little bit and hit them for 6 with Kura. We could chump with the forest if we need to. But do we die to removal? Let's see, take 5, 6. Yeah, we may just need to hold this back. I know, because if we attacked with Kura and they just removed this, we're dead because this flips into a 5/5 with haste. And I don't think I want to risk that. Although they are getting priority right now, so it's some sort of instant. Again, I don't think I want to attack with Kura for that reason. Because we're drawing 4 cards next turn. So if I attack here, they hit us for 5, 10, 11 if they kill this, which is lethal. What if so if they kill this, we block here, we only take 6. This doesn't have haste. So obviously this could be wrong. If this is not a removal spell and this is not a removal spell and we attack here, we win. But again, we're drawing 4 cards, so I think we can get out of this if we need to. So no attacks. I'm going to play this a little bit safely. Could come back to bite us in the butt, but I think it's worth doing here. Clearly they have some sort of interaction. Hopefully it's not a bounce spell, because then that wouldn't let us draw 4 cards. Okay, so it wasn't quite the interaction that we were fearing, so that's good. It means that if this isn't a removal spell, obviously what we did was wrong, but like I mentioned multiple times, I don't think we could risk attacking here and then just dying on the backswing. Okay. I guess we'll try to eat this one. No, we'll eat this one because this has Death Touch. I can't think of anything that's going to like double this power or deal 4 to our face right now. I think I just want to block like this. Maybe they drew a combat trick? No. Okay. You are already dead. I'm not sure exactly what they have here. Master's Rebuke. Okay. So let's draw 4 cards. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 mana if we want it. So this effectively costs 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we need to leave a green up for safekeeping here. So let's just put it on the island. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Harmonious Emergence here. Then we can play Terrarium. Take action. And then we can hold up safekeeping by playing Windscarred Crag here. Why didn't they play Bamboo Grove Archer last turn? So we can technically attack here and not die. Well, again, if they top deck removal, then we are dead. No, because we do have safekeeping. So, and we can gain a couple life here. So I think this is a safe attack. Okay, they'll just go ahead and chump. Nope, alright. They'll go to 2. I think we're fine to double block here. We could give one of them indestructible. But if they have instant speed removal in response, that's awful. So we're just going to let this happen. Fang, okay. And Grove Archer, sure. Okay, so I think we should have it. I know they have the Grove Archer, so they can... I think I'm going to play this Thornwood Falls. I know that makes this smaller, but it does gain a life, and the life could be important. So we're going to hold up safekeeping here and use vision to attack next turn. They could attack with Fang. Yeah, I do see that option. I think we're okay to take 1 though. Greater Tanuki, okay. Resolves. Shrine Steward is a creature we're going to have to play. Take action. Awkward. Go to combat and attack here. They have to chump with Grove Archer. Okay. Oh. If we had anything to find with Shrine Steward, we would have had it there with Trample, but I blew it because we didn't. So hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us. Sweet. My bad on the loose play there. I'll try to tighten it up. Alright, so lots of options here. Gonna have to put at least one of these on blue for Behold. We know that. Another green's not a great draw, so let's just put this one on blue now. Probably play this and then one of these next turn. Uh-oh, here comes Ninjutsu. What do they got? Prowler, okay. Things have been worse. So let's play Trainee to threaten this block. I'd rather keep this around. Okay, happy to trade here. No, they already got a little bit of value from it, but can't do anything about that. So we have a white source here, so we need a red and a black. Prosperous Thief, okay. So we're gonna go ahead and put this down on red. And then play Bamboo Grove Archer. I'll be fine trading here if they want to let me. They will not let me. Okay, they get themselves a treasure. They can play their chef if they want to. They won't. Good thing we put it on red and not black, huh? So we can play Fable and then just honestly trade with one of these. Do this and the next turn play Behold. I think we'll go ahead and run that out. I think I'm fine just trading with the Thief here. Again, if they'll let me. Once again, they will not. So we'll have to take 5. Puzzle Maker. Okay. And do they play Chef? Nope. Okay, do we get rid of anything? We can probably get rid of this. And at this point, everything else seems decent. We're pretty stable if we can land this turn, attack with it, hold it back, and the next turn play Behold. So I think I'm willing to just dump the forest, play this, and then I think we can suit up our red now that we don't need it anymore. Although we can get it back. Once it gets indestructible here, if it dies. So I've only got one extra card here. This holds down the fort like I mentioned. They don't really have great attacks. If we can land the Behold, then they won't have good attacks next turn either. So let's see. Specialist. That's a pretty good one there. I mean, we're taking 4 now next turn, but Behold does make that lower, so that's good. So let's play this here. Get in with our Vigilance creature. Can still attack with the Puzzle Maker to scry one, I suppose. Alright, so it's not modified, so they can't attack with that at the very least. I don't think either of these are the answer. We have to find an answer to this specialist. Okay. Season of Renewal and Grafted Growth. So I think we can play the Grove Archer to prevent another damage. That would leave up 3. Then we can play the Kami, but we aren't really returning anything. I'm not sure we're going to have time to like return this, replay it, all that kind of stuff. So I think I just go I can go Grove Archer plus Grafted Growth. Or we could just kill this with the Grove Archer. And maybe that's better. They could sacrifice it, draw a card. Right now this holds back both of these. But we're not going to have it. And then this will also hold them back as well. So I think I'm actually just going to play it. And then play the Grafted Growth. And then it's a 4/4. No, I'm going to pay like this, please. Put the counter here. And then gain the life. If we need to, we can tap this and copy that. No attacks and end the turn. So I don't know if not channeling this was correct, but so if we copy this, it's a 3/3. Okay, I don't really care about that. Except the fact that they get 2. That's not great. So I think here's something we can do in response. We can copy something. Well, I think if we copied something here on their end step, it wouldn't get exiled to the beginning of our next end step. But we don't really need to do any of that. Okay. We have that now. We could return it and replay it, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would cost us tapping this and returning this. Whereas we could just use Reflection to just hit them multiple times and just like basically kill them. It's not legendary, right? Correct. Kami lets us gain a couple life by doing that too. We also have a 4/3 down on the board and all their creatures are smaller. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's go for the value here. Go ahead and replay it. I dare you to beat 2 Beholds. Still don't have any attacks on their side, so that's good. They get 2 of those, though. Do we want to do it yet again? Do we have a black yet? We don't have black, but we can get black with Terrarium. Yeah, these seem fine. So let's go get that black. We can return. We can do this again. Seems pretty good. Give me all of the value. Suppose this kind of has an attack now. Yeah, let's attack here. They're jumping with Specialist? Oh, they're trading with Specialist. Okay, that's fine with me. I am A-okay with that. Alright, 3 mana, 2/3 menace. Whenever attacks, return card creature with mana value X or less, where X is the number of modified creatures you control. I see. So they're trying to get that, but they don't really have any modified creatures. So doesn't really do anything. Let's see if this works. I think it doesn't go away till the beginning of our next end step. I don't think we need to do this yet again. We could constantly do this over and over again, but we'll get the cards this time. Good, so it does go away at the end of our next end step. Good, so that's a little trick for all y'all out there. I think we have another Harmonious Emergence in our deck that we could find with Shrine Steward, but we could do better. We have Kami War in there somewhere. Also, we have Kura. I think I'll go get that black now. Right? Is that the only one we don't have? We have red here. Yes, we need black. We do have a white in the deck. Seem to have forgotten that. And let's just go ahead and do this. We can hold up Season of Renewal, but we don't have an enchantment to put in the yard necessarily. So we'll attack with this one because it's going to die. They'll draw a card from the Papercraft decoy. Could get back Kami with Gloomshrieker, but I think I'd rather get back something like Kura or Behold if those die. Gotta make sure we don't deck ourselves too. Clawing Torment. Yeah. That's a good one. Now we can't really get through with any of this. We can sacrifice this to make this. Well, it still does have Death Touch, so... yeah, that resolves. So we did actually have the black from the Grafted Growth. So now we have red, green, white, blue, black. So we have access to everything if we want it. If we draw the Kami War here. Let's go ahead and copy this again, because why not? Don't need to quite do that just yet. Emergence, okay. Let me go ahead and just put a counter here. And I'll hold the land to make the vision bigger. This one's going to die as well. They get to draw 2 cards here. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay. I don't even think we need to play this emergence here. So we're going to get a vision next turn for free. We can get 2 of them because we can do it on their end step and on our turn. Don't mind to see that one. Okay. My turn. We can do it again and just smack them for a bunch. Yeah, they kind of saw that one coming. That's a sweet deck. Our deck did exactly what we were trying to have it do there. That is for sure. All right. Very slow, but we are on the play. So if we draw any land, we have a turn 4 Kura here with Grafted Growth. I know we don't get the counter with this, but hopefully we can draw like Fang on our first turn or something like that. And then we can actually get a counter out of it. Or Jukai Trainee, something like that. Yeah, not really looking for the Kamigawa right now. Shrine Steward can go find a couple of Harmonious Emergences if we need it to. But I think we're just going to slam Kura if we can on turn 4. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think we can play this. I think we just have to get the Grafted Growth going. Again, I know we miss out on a counter, but we need to make sure we can cast our cards. If we miss a land drop here, or an untapped land drop, we might just have to play Gloom Shrieker, as much as I hate to do that. Depends on what they do here. If they put a ton of pressure on us, we might just have to play Gloom Shrieker. Because we can play the tap land and then the following turn play Kura and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I think we kind of have to now. Because we're going to take 2, we're going to take 3. Next turn we could take a lot more than that. Yeah, so play the Blossoming Sands and play a very underwhelming Gloom Shrieker that will probably just get killed and then they'll hit us for like 8. That's a pretty good flip, isn't it? Here's another one. So next turn we have green, white, black, something else. So if we are not quite going to... If we draw an untapped land... it has to be a specific one. So I think we have to prevent as much damage as we can for now. Although we've put this here, they don't have a lot more artifacts. Kura can threaten to block on that if they don't have any more than one artifact. It also holds back the Mechanaut. I think we'll just block here. Uncharted Haven. Put that on red or blue. Probably red. I think that would open up Kami War next turn. Let's put that on red. And like I mentioned, this threatens to hold back some of these cards. And I guess if we're at 13, it's not the end of the world to just trade with Song Shaper, make a 5/5, and use the Kami War next turn. I mean, it feels bad, but that might be the way we have to go with this. So this can be green, white, red, black, blue, blue for Kami War next turn. Just play like a replication specialist. That would be great right now. Because then we can just exile it into oblivion. They wouldn't attack us for anything. Kami of Industry. And then they get that. Oh, that's not great. Yeah. I see. Go to 2, and then I think we die next turn. Yeah, so if we exile that, gain 1 life, block here, then we die. Play this. Yeah, that was brutal. Did not quite see that coming. Let's see, so we play Shrine Steward, play this. We're at 3, we block here, we still die. Man, that was certainly something, wasn't it? All right, on to the next one. Got beat down by a good old aggro deck. Yeah, we'll keep this here. Blossoming Sands, Trainee on 2. Trade it off, get it back if we need to. That could work. Katana, all right. So we could fade that, but in red-white, that might be worth doing. But they could also play an enchantment creature we'd rather fade into Antiquity, so I think we'll hold this back for now. Okay. It's a decent little draw there. Has Menace, so we will not be blocking with it. I don't want to waste my mana 2 turns in a row, so I think I'm just going to do this while the getting's good here. And then attack them for 2. Okay. Yeah, they've got a decent little aggro deck here. Got to see if they get underneath us or not, or if we can kind of hold the fort. Yeah, Imperial Subduer is another good one. So we can play Kami here and then attack. When they attack with something and try to tap it, we can give it hexproof and indestructible. And then block with them, and then... Because if we just play Kura, they're just going to attack alone with this. Hit us for 3 again. Play something for cheaper. And make this unable to block. Because we can't block it because it has Menace. But then next turn that sets up the whole Kami play. So again, because they're just going to attack alone with this, this won't be able to block. So we may as well get in there while we can. guess by doing it this way, they got one more point of damage in. Double Subduer is a problem. That is for sure. But we can go Kami. And then Safekeeping. They can't really attack. If they attack with this alone, they could. But we can Safekeeping something here. To eat something. Double Subduer is... Yeah, we don't have a lot of interaction in our deck to deal with this. So they could just keep hitting us down here. Red-White's not the deck we wanted to match up against. Oh, goodness. Okay, resolves. Okay, so this one's tapping that and tapping that. Hexproof and indestructible. So we can trade with the trainee, I suppose. Probably just have to play Gloomshrieker returning trainee and then playing that. Yeah. I mean, these subduers are certainly subduing their job. Against this start, I'm not really sure there's going to be like a corner to turn. I think we're just going to be on our back foot the majority of this game. Because this thing attacks as a, like a 8-2 or 7-2. And we can't block. We have to block with one of these, I guess. Okay, well, very clearly we will trade here. Or at least try. All right. Yeah, that'll be a good one. So we can return Gloomshrieker here. What do we need? We need another blue for Behold. We need a red for Fable. And that's it. So I guess we're going to play it on blue. I think Behold is a better draw for us. So if we play Kami, return Gloomshrieker, they're going to tap down two of these, and then we can still trade with one of them if they attack with just one creature. And then Gloomshrieker can get Kami back next turn. And so on and so forth. Gains us some life too. Just gotta hope they flood out or something like that. Touch the Spirit Realm, getting rid of Kura. The Boundless Sky is brutal. Now we have to take like 8. Yep, I think that probably did it. Now we have to take 8 here. They can play that again. Yeah, so this will be most certainly a difficult one. Yep, They got another answer. The Kami War getting back Kura could be pretty good. I think we have to double block here as much as I don't want to do that. Yeah, that looks like it'll do it. Because they can just tap down these as well. And we draw land. All right. Beaten by aggro. See if we can get to that magic third win. Okay, so this hand is a bit awkward, but Bamboo Grove Archer is going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting here. So we'll hope this survives a while. Win or lose, this deck has kind of already done its thing with like looping Behold the Unspeakables and all that kind of stuff already. We've had the mana to cast the Kami War, even though it didn't come down to that. So we've kind of done our thing already, and we're just going to kind of hope that we can pull out a couple more wins here with this one. Grafted Growth is a good one. We'll open up Fable here at some point. Get a counter on a Grove Archer. Don't know why I can't say that today. All right, so let's go ahead and we can put it on. Doesn't really matter. They have Lethal Exploit or something like that. They're getting priority here. They're certainly thinking about it hard. Okay, so do we get rid of Grafted Growth or the Grove Archer here? They're not putting a lot of pressure on us, so I think I want to keep my mana and get rid of the Grove Archer. So we'll play Windscarred Crag and then Fable. And hope that they can't... they drew out of it here. So they're going to be able to play a creature that can block this almost assuredly. Oh, no. Well, they'll just kill it. How about that? Sure. Discard up to 2 cards. Probably get rid of a Kami because we can just Season of Renewal that back. So we'll get rid of 1 here. And did we just play Behold? We don't get really much of value out of that first one, but... Getting this down is going to be important because, again, we can use it with Fable. If they don't kill that, we can also return it with Kami. So let's just get this down. What does this have? Crew 3? Crew 4. Okay. Centipede. Okay. Oh, okay. Getting super aggro. Using that just to get 5 damage through. Don't need that, and I think we will take Fade into Antiquity. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if we want it. Probably want to fade the Surge Hacker mech here. We're going to have to take 4 from the Centipede. So let's do that. Then we can play this on either black, yeah, white, red, green, yeah, so black should be fine. Play the terrarium here. Go grab, we have black, red, white, blue. We'll just take another green. Got a lot of green cards in the deck. And then we can start hitting them with Reflections and Behold. Decent chance they have a way to disrupt that though, so let's see. Okay, no blocks. All right, we have Forest Protection here. Okay. So I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. We can do 2 plus 1 plus hold up renewal if they kill something. And then on their end step, we can do this one to get vision, a copy of it, and then start bashing. So I think I'm going to do this. And then probably just hold the land. I guess we could attack here? They have something, clearly. No, we don't want to attack because we want to make the copy. So no attacks. We can hold the land to make these visions bigger. Exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment. That's no fun because we can't even get it back with Season of Renewal. And we can't do this because then it's going to get exiled on their end step. I mean, we can. It'll block the Centipede, so at least there's that. Yeah, that gets exiled. Okay. All right. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 7 mana if we want it. We could just go Kami Trainee, and then we keep this around. Let's do 7. Play Kami Trainee, and then we'll be able to make copies of Kami. Next, no attacks, and end the turn. Virus Beetle. So they have You Are Already Dead, maybe? Or they're trying to ninjutsu something. So let's just copy the trainee now. And then do that and see how they want to play that. Okay, so we have to discard a card, but that's all right. Golden Tail Disciple. Okay. What could we get back? Not a lot. So let's just play the Tanuki, and then we're kind of off to the races with the Reflection here. We can attack there. Fine trading that for the Centipede if they want to. I don't like that. But okay. So we will copy Tanuki here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put it on here. Sure. Let's just bash. One, two, three, four, five, six. So they're just getting rid of their entire board here. Okay. And they go to 6. What happens if we copy this? Nothing, right? We just make a land? Because it's not enchanted? Yeah, it would just be it would die. Okay. All right, sweet. Got there again. Did the whole Behold plus Fable thing. All right, so this is obviously a very slow hand. It has the ability to go wrong, but we can go Fang and Safekeeping to trade for 2 creatures, gain a couple life, and hopefully draw our way out of it. And then we can Tanuki, we can channel to get a land here. So we have outs, but we also have outs to die quickly. Generous Visitor, that's not great news. Roaring Earth. Yeah, they're gonna go off here with some enchantment. They're gonna let me trade? Yes, please. We could fade this, but they're gonna play like, you know, a greater Tanuki or something. It's gonna be a great target for us. I'm actually gonna channel this on their end step. Hope we find another land next turn, and then we can just play Kura. Let me go get a green here. I know we could get like black or something, but we'd have to make sure we have 2 green for Kura. And we draw it. Now, we're just playing triple green here, so we could just play this. They're probably going to channel their own. No, they had nothing. Hopefully no Touch the Spirit Realm or something like that. Harmonious Emergence, fine by me. We could play Fade and hold up Safekeeping on Kura. We could just play Imperial Oath. We could fade away the Harmonious Emergence. I think I like that. Let's get rid of that creature. And then we have protection back on Kura here. And if we draw another land, we have Oath plus protection. Ah, jeez. Come on, why? Both have reach. Yeah, that makes sense. Emergence. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put it here. So this does have Death Touch. We could safekeeping it and kill their one thing. Don't really know of another way we're getting around that is the problem. But I'm going to hold back for now. See what comes. Again, once we draw another land, we can have Oath, plus if we need to, safekeeping. Yeah, that's pretty good. There's their Oath. So if they attack here, I think I will block and then safekeeping. Sure. Grove Archers. Let's just play our Oath here. Don't think we need that. Kami can't really pick up much of anything right now, but having one of them is probably not bad. I don't know how much we even want that. I mean, we're picking up a Grove Archer or something. We don't want to pick up Emergence. We have Behold the Unspeakable in the deck. We have... but no way to cast that just yet is the problem. We do have the Kami War in the deck. And we have a lot of better cards than this. Yeah, I don't think this quite does it. Feels bad putting those three on the bottom, but... I think it's correct. A double Roaring Earth. Okay, here comes a land, and then they're going to have this thing. No? Okay. Shrine Steward. Go get the Grafted Growth, I guess. Instead of the other Harmonious Emergence. That way, our entire... we can cast literally anything. So what are we missing? So we can cast the Kami War right now with our mana. We cannot cast Behold the Unspeakable. And that's the only card in our deck we can't cast. And we have how many ways? We have Terrarium plus 2 islands and 2 havens and a Thornwood Falls. We'll find our blue. So let's just go ahead and get the other creature here. Is it worth trading this off at this point now? Because Terrarium can put a counter on this and things, we can get through that. Although, if they, you know... Greater Tanuki, yeah, that's something. So let's see what they put it on. Okay. Yeah, we're missing land drops here, so Kura's only going to give us a 6/6, which again, it's not bad, but I think we're just going to go another Emergence for now. The only problem is we have to start tapping these to actually cast our spells, which is not great. So, no attacks. Tails, yeah, okay. Alright, so do we just do this now? What is that? I think we could just trade here and get the 6/6. Why would they attack with all three of these? That seems very weird. Do they have something I don't know about? No? Okay. So what can we pick up? We can pick up an Emergence, but we don't want to do that. We could pick up Grove Archer. Let's attack here, here, and here. We can actually attack with everything. If they want to eat like this, then they're taking 10, 14. They can't. They have to block probably one of these. Let's say they bounce this, they take 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, so they have to chump here. Okay. Yeah, I can't do that. Can't do that either. All right, GG. I don't know why they attacked like they did with their samurais, but I will not complain. All right, easiest keep I've ever seen. No, I'm kidding. This has the ability to go horribly, horribly wrong. But let's keep it. Why not? What do we have to lose? We have our two best cards in our deck, in our hand right now. So, Emergence. So we probably have to put this on blue so we can cast Behold here at some point. Hopefully they play an artifact or an enchantment that we can just exile. That would be great. Oh no, and it has Menace. No! Why? Yeah. Now they just get to get rid of the Kami War or Behold from our hand. So that's not great news. See what they choose here. Can we give a permanent in our hand hexproof? Whoa. They just chose not to. Maybe they think they're just going to beat us down before we have a chance to do anything. They need Menace. Alright, well, we're just going to do this then. Because it's about all we can. Yeah, there's a Greater Tanuki. We do have Fade into Antiquity, though. Let's see if they get rid of that now. If they get rid of this, they still did nothing. Huh. So let's see. If we played a land, put Grafted Growth here, we could still fade this. What are they... Yeah, I think they're just trying to beat us down. We could also just fade, play Windscarred Crag, and attack. I think that's our best bet. Again, they're going to be able to get rid of something here. If they want to, if they even know that's an option. Okay, Tails. Yeah. I think they're just trying to beat us down with the Menace creature, to be honest. Okay. So we don't have the mana to play the Kami War, because we don't have black. But Grafted Growth could open that next turn, but I'm not sure we're going to be alive next turn is the problem. So I think we just have to play Behold here. They're probably at the point where they need to attack with this and then take something from our hand, I would think. But what do I know? They're just trying to kill us. So. Let's see. Even if we draw a swamp, we probably have to kill the infiltrator. So we're taking 4 this turn, and the next turn they have a 5/5. Do we just do this to gain 2 life? We might have to do this just to gain 2 life, which feels bad, but... yeah. We're just going to gain 2 life here. Yeah, now they do it so they can check out what we've got. Probably going to have to get rid of the Kamigawa here. And the next turn, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, and they have a... was this going to be a 3/4? Got rid of the Kami. Okay, yeah, that makes kind of does make sense. Well, I don't think we need that. Kura, we can cast only with the forest here and here. But I don't think we can bottom Kura, so... so we'll play Iron Apprentice, Grafted Growth, put that here. But... what are they doing? This doesn't have Menace anymore, so... I don't think we can play Kura is the problem, because this is going to have to tap to do that. So what if we played Iron Apprentice, Grafted Growth? This will hit us for 5, and then we block here, and we're dead to that, so we can't do that. So if we play Kura, we block here, and we're dead to everything else. Yeah, I think they got us. Can't play the Kamigawa. Feels awkward that I can only play the Kura off of this. So let's just see. Grafted Growth onto something. Still don't think would have been able to. Yeah, let's just put it here. Maybe there's a way we could have been able to cast Kura without having to tap this. So what if I would have played the land, casted it on this 1, 2, 3, 4? So no, still wasn't a way. I'm gonna try to bluff full control on them. So if they attack with everything, we're dead. But if they go for it and we have something in response, then we basically win. So I don't know if they're going to go for it here. Well, that'll do it. So 4-3, not bad with this deck. Could have done a little bit better, but we got ran over by aggro a couple times. But our deck did its thing. We were like a turn away from casting Kamigawa in a game that we won and a game that we lost. So still haven't officially cast it, but you know, I count it as a cast. It is what it is. We did the whole Fable of the Mirror Breaker plus Behold the Unspeakable Loops kind of thing. So sweet, fun deck. Fun deck in the format. It's fun when formats can support decks like these. Don't forget to stick around to the end of this video to check out our Neon Dynasty trophy playlist if that is of interest to you, or to check out our last video in case you missed it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow for your daily draft.